The most shocking, most intense month of 2023 has just arrived. In the month of September is literally going to be a roller coaster ride of events unlike anything we've ever witnessed before. So what does the month of September hold for us in our future? Well, to give you a little sample, we're going to witness shocking changes in government, breakdowns of governments, a fall of several leaders, and the fall of several potential leaders. Some of them being taken out, if you know what I mean. Massive storms and storm of the century. And the storm of the century is not a dahlia that's heading towards Florida. There's much more and much larger to come. Not only that, we're going to see CIA truth and breakdowns of the CIA. Potential arrests, not necessarily affiliated with the CIA, but potential arrests, major power outages, massive striking potential happening all over the month of September and October, and major explosive events in the month of September. So I'm going to break it all down for you today with the magic of the numbers in numerology, astrology, and support and information direct from my team, Team Spirit. So let's hop aboard this September roller coaster ride. I welcome you to my channel and back to my channel, Tsunami. I hope that you are all doing beautiful today, and happy birthday to all my fellow Virgos and all our late September Libras as well. And if you do have a birthday coming up, you are not going to want to miss my most powerful day of the year video so that you can utilize the weeks leading up to your birthday and the day of your birthday as the most powerful day of the year. I'll make sure a link pops up somewhere up above, so keep an eye out for it if you have a birthday coming up. Also down below, you'll find a link to my newsletter. Open that baby up. It's free. Sign up so that you know what's going on, my upcoming classes for the fall. And I want to take a moment to thank all my supporters with infinite love and gratitude who make all of this free content possible for everybody. Whether you're a member of the community down below, to subscribe, star, awaken your spirit community, or no matter how you contribute to this channel or just being a part of this tribe, I love and appreciate you and couldn't do it without you. So, shall we move on to the September roller coaster ride of predictions? What's going on? Well, I can start by telling you that on August 30th, we have that tsunami wave of energy flowing in for the third time of 2023. The third energy shift of 2023, which is exactly that, a tsunami wave of energy. This energy is coming in when we're in a 7 vibration on top of that, double 7s, which I'll explain in a moment. But this particular energy shift that we are entering into on the 30th of August, or have entered into on the 30th of August, is going to ignite and change things on levels that we never ever prior witnessed. It's going to be wild, actually. Both good and bad, positive and negative, of course. But as I warned in the past, absolutely everything in the way that we know it is about to change or start changing, because by the time we reach 2030, everything is going to be completely different. But let's move on to September of 2023 for now. So not only September is going to go out with a huge bang, so is the whole year of 2023. So this whole last cycle of 2023 is intense, and September is kicking it off. And I believe September is going to be the most intense of all of them, especially being we're in that double 7 energy. So I know without a doubt that you may be feeling lost. Maybe you're feeling vulnerable, heavy anxiety that you may be experiencing, even bouts of depression, which is all, this intense energy. And it's going to heighten all these feelings and emotions in the month of September. So we got to make sure that we fight through them, through the feelings and emotions, knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I also want to remind you that the light always wins, right? We know that. The light is always on our side. So connect to the divine in your own way, whether it's through prayer, meditation, daily affirmations, whatever you need to help you achieve balance, help you achieve your goals, and to help you to achieve, tapping into that light to help us take out that darkness, because that's important too. But also, this energy that we're in is a huge time to declutter things, to clear things out physically energetically and emotionally, especially the first 2 weeks of September, all the way up to the 14th. Big time, huge, powerful time of decluttering. So as we step into September, we're stepping in and we are being greeted by the powerful embrace of the number 7. The number 7 in the realm of numerology. We are also, like I said earlier, in the 7 year as well. So we got double sevens going on. So this month, the universe is going to be calling us to delve deep within ourselves, to uncover the hidden gems of wisdom and self-discovery that reside within our souls. Just as the equinox on September 23rd brings in a balance of day and night, let us find that balance within our own lives during this time and throughout the month of September. It is a time to recalibrate our inner compass and seek harmony in the midst of life's fluctuations and craziness and roller coaster rides. So the 7 vibration of September is going to allow us to tap even deeper into our subconsciousness, while at the same time increasing our intuition and bringing about vivid dreams, even prophetic dreams. So pay very close attention, my friends, to all the information that you may be receiving from the divine, from the universe and divine spirit, whether that be through your dreams, through your emotions, your feelings, and all other experiences, even paranormal experiences for people, especially if you are in a home that has spirits and ghosts. You are going to see a big uptick in paranormal activity starting in September because of the double sevens. This can also bring about dark stuff too, so make sure you're always tapped into the light, because when the veil between the worlds begins to thin out, it gives all spirits, good and bad, an opportunity to step through. So the 7 is all about spirituality. It's all about ascension. That's why we've been seeing all these UFO things happening this year. All that ascending us to a new level that is going to eventually ascend us beyond religion and organized religion. But religion will be a big focus all year, but even this month especially. I would expect big things to come out of the Vatican as well. But anyway, the 7's about spirituality. It's about ascension. It's about inner truths being revealed. So therefore, your own hidden truths, make sure that your own personal truths are going to be revealed. But at the same time, the fun part is we get to see the hidden truths in government and political arenas also being unveiled. So that's always fun. And do not be surprised at all to see some type of shocking arrest taking place. And this cycle is all about karma being served. We already know DT, former POTUS, has been arrested many times and probably will be arrested several more times, but that wouldn't be where I'm referring to. Shocking arrest would be somebody that we wouldn't expect it. Shocking, right? Oh, I can't believe that happened. So pay attention to that. And the karma, because the 7 can also awaken us to our new calling. So if you feel lost and feel like you don't know where you're going and don't know what your calling is, this 7 energy and this whole vibration of September is all about helping you find a new calling the whole year. But again, this emphasizes even stronger in September because we got the double 7s. We're still in the 7 throughout the whole year. This is all about new discoveries and so many things coming into light and coming to the forefront. One of those things that's going to come to the forefront is mental health. So keep your mental health in check as much as you can, again, through meditation, prayer, and whatever else you need to bring balance into your life, because mental health, Spirit told me, is going to be a huge thing coming to the forefront in the month of September. Whether it be our own mental health or, our own mental health being tested, because it's kind of like it's going to be tested this month. So remember that. So pass that test, take deep breaths or whatever you need to do. But even on a global scale, we are going to see mental health come to the forefront. I don't know why or how or exactly, but usually it wouldn't necessarily be a good reason that it comes to the forefront. Usually something crazy has to happen before people actually pay attention to crazy, right? So have you noticed also with this retrograde especially, which started a couple weeks ago, and we're in the beginning of September here. So this retrograde, the universe has kind of invited you to kind of review some of your past. Have you noticed that? Revisit, your past, revisit different chapters of your life so that these past events that come to the surface are there to actually help us rewrite our narratives and those things that no longer serve our higher purpose. So that in turn is going to help us emerge so much stronger and so much wiser. Remember that too during your struggles through September, that you will emerge. You will emerge stronger, more resistant, and much wiser. put that wisdom to good use. During many points of September, it won't always feel very positive, of course, but these changes that are coming our way, that are going to be a little intense at times, to say the least, are all there to lead us to the next positive level of the awakening of humanity and our own inner awakening. Meaning that along with the 7 vibration and the 7 vibrational month that we're in, this is going to shift our consciousness once again, allowing us to actually see through the darkness with a whole lot more light. And as much as people may not believe it, sun flare activity in the month of September and October is going to add to, actually throughout the rest of the year, Spirit just said, throughout the rest of the year, these solar flares are also going to ignite people's consciousness. So, but here's the thing, we're stepping into the next level of awakening. And this is what's important. Even though we're stepping into all these different levels of awakening, and we have been for quite some time now, it does not mean, by no means, that everyone is going to awaken. I know we want to wake up one day and everybody be awake like we are, but not everybody's going to awaken. Not everybody's going to receive the same truth that we receive, or are they suddenly going to be on the same page as us or the same page as yourself? The awakening comes in stages and it comes in steps, and as does the shifting of our poles, because our poles are shifting and they're going in stages and steps with these big climate events that are occurring. And we got to face the reality that some folks just simply ain't ever going to awaken. They're just not going to awaken before they exit their soul contracts. Remember, I talked in the past about massive exiting. We'll talk about that on a different show, like Tuesday. Back in August, on August 18th, all the way through till December 18th, I remind you that we have Mars, the planet of war and destruction, that entered into the sign of Virgo back on August 18th. This placement does come with its challenges, of course. We are going to notice folks, including ourselves, becoming even more anxious and a tendency to overthink things, because that's what that Virgo does. You may feel overwhelmed, all these things. A lot of that has to do not just with the retrograde, but with that influence of Mars. So I also remind you, try not to overthink situations or worry excessively about potential outcomes, because that's what that Mars influence will do to you. Instead, make it a point to focus every day on what you want instead of what you don't want. Spirit taught me that a long time ago. You humans focus too much on what you don't want instead of what you want, so we give you a whole bunch of what you don't want. When I heard that, I was like, I don't do that. Nope, not me. Then I realized I did do that back then. I don't do that anymore. So focus on what you want. Mars also represents our drive, our ambition, and how we assert ourselves. So Virgo is associated with, of course, attention to detail. Yes, we are very anal and organized. Yep. Attention to detail, organization, and the desire for efficiency. That's us. The two together, Mars and Virgo together, offer an opportunity for us to get out and work really hard and be rewarded from our hard work, to be diligent, and to also strengthen our focus and our desires as far as achieving our goals and manifesting our future. Your thoughts and your words are the blueprints to your future. Remember that. So watch your thoughts, watch your words, and know that, again, these energies with the Virgo, with the Mars, with everything that's going on in this month, and through December, remember, because that Mars influence is there till December. So this is a powerful time of healing, friends. I can't emphasize how powerful this cycle is for healing, especially that 2-week energy shift that we were in beginning September 1st. It started on August 30th. That lasts till the 14th of September. That's even more powerful when it comes to healing. So if you're fighting any kind of negative emotions, any kind of health issues, or you're fighting any kind of disease, any kind of illness, you got to utilize September as a month to really dig deep so that you can bring healing to your body, mind, and spirit. If we do not take care of ourselves in the incoming flu season, and another outbreak is going to literally force us to dig even deeper into our health and of our body, mind, and spirit. So again, according to Spirit, something's coming. And when it comes, you need to be healthy, or otherwise you're going to get it and be reminded that you're not healthy. That's basically what I got out of it from Spirit. Which reminds me, friends, on the full moon, I did a powerful healing meditation. August 30th, powerful global healing meditation. Whether you do it on the full moon, the day of the full moon itself, or whether you do it any time in the first 2 weeks of September would be the most powerful time to do it. I will leave a link up above so that you have it. You can do that meditation anytime. But again, the most powerful time would be that 2 weeks, first 2 weeks of September, or any full moon, also more powerful. But check that out, really important. The moon on September 3rd enters into Taurus, and this indicates a vital time for us to be very grounded and centered. It's what I teach my students in Master Class, Week 1. Learn to ground, shield, and protect your energy. I will do another video on that in the near future. I did one a while way back, but I will do a video specifically on teaching you how to ground, shield, protect, so keep an eye out for that. But this month, this time, and the moon and Taurus aspect is all about reminding us to stay grounded, to stay centered, because you're going to be feeling really wonky. Not only are you going to be feeling wonky, you're going to be feeling a bit lost. You may be right now, or perhaps even feeling a bit buried in doo-doo. You might feel a little buried in the doo-doo. Even if the moon shifts, even when the moon shifts into Gemini on the 5th, it's going to certainly make people appear very scattered. So again, when that moon shifts again on the 5th of September, you're going to notice yourself or notice all those around you, or maybe both, being very scattered. So remember, if you ground yourself and stay centered, you won't be scattered. Or you won't be as scattered, shall we say, because that influence is definitely going to cause scatterism. So the arrival of Jupiter's retrograde in Taurus is when we will witness karma being served on a much deeper level. Now, we already saw this whole thing with karma and the time of karma being delivered. I talked about that at least a month or so ago, and we did see it. I saw it right away as soon as Spirit told me that was coming. But this whole Jupiter influence that's coming up, that Jupiter influence is definitely going to deliver people their karma. The Jupiter retrograde. It's going to make the presence of karma very, very obvious. This includes both, of course, positive and negative karma deliveries. Not just negative, but both. A balance. Remember, we are heading towards the equinox. It's all about balance. The new moon in Virgo on the 14th, which is also the last day of the Mercury being directed in Virgo, it shall be a very powerful time to start finishing unfinished projects. This whole month, really. Finished, unfinished projects. The retrograde does that for us, helps us to complete things, to finish organizing, so that when we come out of that retrograde direct on the 14th, it'll go out with a bang, but then we can start to focus on maybe doing some new things. But I would actually tell you to wait till the 15th of September. I would recommend that you wait. Even though the new moon's about starting new things, we still got that retrograde going on, very heavy. It goes out with a bang on the 14th new moon. So you just want to finish things up before we get to the 15th. The 15th of September is the time to focus on new projects, new goals, seeking new employment or business opportunities, all those things. The 14th is also a time where we're going to witness massive storms. Going back to the 14th. The 14th is going to be a time, the new moon, where we're going to witness massive storms, earthquakes. Even though September, I guarantee you, is not going to cease to disappoint you when it comes to weather and earthquake events. It's going to shock you more than anything. Shocking stuff. Again, September is just the beginning. Just so much more to come throughout the rest of this year. The new moon is also going to be a huge reminder for us that we must nurture ourselves. That's this whole influence, this whole month. What happens during retrograde, Mercury retrograde, is it brings out people's emotions, especially the energy shift. August 30th till the 14th of September. That brings out people's emotions, brings out the past, brings things up. These things are coming up so that we can actually, knock them out, fight them, face to face, kick their butts, so that we can ascend to the next level of our spiritual ascension and, emotional ascension as well. So when our emotions keep coming up and we keep suppressing them, eventually they lead to an illness or a disease. So as we come out of a retrograde, and I have family and friends in the medical industry, they all know that they get very, very busy when we start to come out of a Mercury retrograde. So they're going to start getting super busy by the end of September into October. You'll even witness a lot of people deciding to exit around that time period. That'll be a huge time of exiting. And I just got that from Spirit. September 14th through the end of October, early November. So therefore, we're also going to see a lot of people passing, not just within our lives or around us, but when it comes to celebrities, big names, which I predicted earlier this year, and we saw big names go, but just so many more that are going to come, and there's going to be a whole influx of all these people that pass right around the same time. That'll be interesting. Hopefully I'll get more information on that. But going back to the new moon in September, it's a huge reminder that we need to nurture ourselves, and our health must be the number one priority. because it is an important time to balance things out in our lives. And if you don't do so, again, you're going to end up sick. It could be flu, it could be COVID, it could be anything. It could be a disease. You don't want none of that. You want to be happy, healthy, and joyful. Now let me get a little more specific in the realm of predictions. But before I do so, I want to remind you that I did a video, Channeled Predictions, where I go into a transcendental meditation to access information, very much like the late Edgar Cayce, the Sleeping Prophet, did. I will be doing another Channeled Predictions over the next couple days. So the first week of September, right around the 5th of September, you should be looking for my September Channeled Predictions. So as we have seen most frequently in the past, it's usually during the retrograde energy shifts that we see some of the most major events take place. But for some odd reason, in 2023, it seems to be as we come out of those energy shifts that we start to see things happen as we're coming out of that retrograde. So I'm going to tell you that late September into early October is going to bring about the most explosive events, likely the most explosive events of the entire year. If we see a storm, especially a hurricane, hitting land anywhere around the date the 29th of a month, remember, 11 days, big catastrophic events occur, which is the date the 11th or the 29th of a month, because you add the numbers together, 9 plus 2 is an 11. So those dates, the 11th and the 29th, but especially towards the end of September. The very end of the September is where we can expect explosive events. And again, if there's a huge storm heading anywhere in the world towards land, and it makes landfall on the 29th, that is going to be a catastrophic storm. This may be the storm of the century. I've been having visions for a while, seeing the biggest storm ever, a hurricane type storm, likely a hurricane. I also had a vision of two storms coming together as a mega storm. So I would expect these to develop this month in September, but more likely towards the end of the month, and maybe even in early October, including the date October 11th, which just came to mind. So remember that date, which I'll talk about again when we get closer to October. I would expect there to be a hurricane like Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Sandy, but maybe even 5 to 10 times worse than that. So the hurricane that's coming into Florida in early September, which is before I'm recording this video, Idalia, is going to be catastrophic to Florida. I said that Florida was going to get majorly pounded by hurricanes this year. Some of them felt to me like they were being steered in that direction. If you want to know more about steering things in that direction, I'll be talking about that on Tuesday's show, the last show of August. Make sure you check that show out, where I'm going to show you some pretty shocking evidence about them steering storms in the direction that they want them to go in. I mentioned earlier in this year predictions that I felt like a storm was going to be steered into Cuba. But I get that same feeling when it comes to Florida. Whether it's a dahlia that was being steered towards Florida, potentially possible, sure. But I feel like there's another one coming up down towards the tip of Florida. The Keys, that whole area, all the way up even into Miami, right in the East Coast. So I would expect that to form in September, maybe even in early October. Remember, hurricane season's all the way to the end of October, and this last quarter of the year is going to be super intense. September is just introducing us to the craziness that's coming on the planet. September is going to be a month like where we begin to see very clearly the fall of administrations. Like here in the United States in the current JB administration, it's going to become obvious. I mean, it kind of is to most of us, but I mean, even to their own supporters of that administration, it's going to become obvious to their own supporters that the administration is collapsing. Not only that, it's going to be the beginning of the fall for Justin Trudeau when it comes to Canada. And as I said before, he'll be out by next year, so no worries there. But remember, these are the people that WEF, the W, the E, and the F, want as their leaders. So we have to really keep our eye and think about that closely, because the WEF does not have our highest interests in their minds at all whatsoever. Karma, again, being served up, both positive and negative, especially when we get that Jupiter retrograde that's coming up, that is going to intensify the karma. That's why the visions that I had in the past of arrests taking place, I would expect that to happen in September. I'd be shocked if it didn't actually happen. These arrests will include things that happen within Hollywood. The lid is about to blow off in Hollywood is what Spirit just told me. In the past, those that follow me long enough, you remember my visions of the sign of Hollywood falling, both literally and metaphorically. So we haven't seen neither yet. Metaphorically, we kind of see it happening as far as Hollywood falling, but literally would be a storm or something that comes in that actually physically causes that to fall. I'm going to say more likely an earthquake. Los Angeles is heading towards that big quake. It's coming. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that happen in September, but I'm going to say more likely in October. Earthquake activity is going to ignite strongly, even outside this retrograde energy, which is really interesting to me. So that would be again towards the end of the month, as we get towards that full moon towards the end of the month. What a time to watch, my friends. What a time to watch. Going back to leaderships and the fall of leaders and even people being taken out, if you know what I mean. People being completely taken out. We've seen this happen. We've been seeing this happen, but September, we're going to see it much more. Even within the United States, there's either going to be an attempt or even a success at taking out a leader. So let's hope it's nobody. And that if it is somebody, hopefully they'll not be taken out and they'll survive, whatever that blow may be. So expect there to be, again, arrests. And don't be surprised when they pin another one or two on the previous POTUF. That's going to happen. But that's not going to be the shocking part. The shocking arrest would be around people that we wouldn't think. And unfortunately, I believe most of these arrests that I'm seeing are going to be outside of the United States, not within the United States. Perhaps even in Australia as well, because Australia, they're not very happy. People aren't very happy in many countries, but Australians aren't happy with their government right now. And I see big protests breaking out, huge visions of protests. That's Australia. Even New Zealand joining in on it. They're going to try to mandate masks and bring back lockdowns in certain countries. Then certain countries are going to stand up too, and that's where I see major protests coming in as well. Not only that, this month is going to ignite strikes that are going to eventually affect our food chain, our supply chain. Not just food, but supplies in general. So this will be strikes with airlines or airline employees walking off the job. There's going to be big delays when it comes to airlines and flights, is what Spirit says. Big problems. And Mercury retrograde definitely affects travel. You definitely don't want to travel unless you're expecting delays, because you're definitely going to have delays usually 99% of the time during Mercury retrograde. Problems with one of the railway systems the Spirit's showing me. I'm not getting exactly what that problem is, but somehow or another strikes are affecting the railroad or one particular line. I don't know if they're blocking the railroad, but that's what Spirit shows me now. So lots of problems when it comes to the realm of travel and, of course, with airplanes and airlines. I think pilots, is what Spirit gives me, are getting fed up. And they will get to a point where, whether it's September or not, September is going to ignite their desire to step off the job, to walk away. So expect that. Expect strikes globally, especially in the United Kingdom. I see big things happen in the United Kingdom and all throughout Britain. Spirit's showing me that. And some kind of protest breaking out in Ireland as well. So I don't follow the news very much at all, let alone in Ireland. But our friends in Ireland can maybe give us a little clue down below in the comments. Let us know what that could actually be about. This isn't even in my notes. Spirit's showing me all these visions currently. It's going back to my actual notes and the karma that Spirit said. Oh, so we're also going to witness arrests, or the justice system, little one or the other or both. The justice system that in this country has very little justice, but we're going to see arrests that are revolved around the justice system in some way. I'm not sure how that is. I guess maybe a judge is being arrested, prosecutor being arrested, prosecutor being prosecuted. Wouldn't that be a good one? So not only that, somewhat shocking corporate heads. Because Spirit was showing me corporate heads and something like scandalous coming out of a big corporation. Big corporation. I'm not getting what it is, though. Maybe like someone big, like, say, Microsoft, for example. Big controversy, something big coming out with company heads. That could be actually where my visions of some of these arrests take place, especially in other countries. But also, Spirit was showing me, going back to Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein kept coming to my mind. So we know what Spirit's probably trying to say there. Strikes, economic fall is going to start to happen. towards the end of September, towards late September. There's going to be major stock drops, while gold and silver is going to slowly begin to rise again towards as we come out of September. So if you want more, again, accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, smash that subscribe, and remember to catch me every Tuesday when we talk about world events and how they relate to predictions, prophecy, with new predictions every week. Yeah, economic fall, not a complete fall, but falls in the economy with the stock market towards the end of the month. Big ones too, big points. Spirit's showing me big drops in the points and the Dow Jones and such. Now, October, Spirit showed me before, October is the month as far as big economic changes in the economy in October. So you have to hang out for October's predictions for that. I've talked about it in the past, but it's going to begin towards the end of September. We're going to see a lot of deaths of legends. We already have, but we're going to see a whole slew of these deaths, and it's going to look weird. Like, wow, all these people are passing away. All these people are opting out. The 7 vibration of September, end of 2023, highlights spirituality, highlights our belief system, what we believe in, God, the heavens, aliens, UFOs, all those things. So I would expect the way the governments and all have been pushing this UFO agenda down our throats lately, I would expect them to pull something really big in the month of September with like UFO footage or something, as a flag that flies ever so falsely. Remember my visions in the past where I saw UFOs being used as an act of war. So I wouldn't be at all shocked to see that happen in the month of September. September rolls over all those vibrations, including the sky itself. So keep your eyes to the skies for sure. See what good footage you get. Maybe you'll go viral with some kind of crazy UFO footage, whether it be real or not. But moving right along. So UFOs, and at the same time, we're going to see the church and the Vatican all coming to the forefront again this month. Things around that. And Spirit also shows me Israel. A lot of controversy and a lot of friction building up in Israel. Spirit shows it to me energetically as this whirlwind of energy that's spiraling faster and faster within the walls of Jerusalem and Israel, which means major things are going to ignite there. Because if they're showing me a twister of energy, that twister of energy is going to eventually, like a twister, suck things in and spin them around, right? So I would expect some big things to come spitting out of Israel in September. Big things. And, we got that whole 7 vibration again, which is sacred in the Holy Bible and other ancient civilizations as well. Powerful spiritual number. So that number again is going to influence travel and everything with travel, but it's going to also influence electricity, electronics. That's a part of the Mercury retrograde, but also the other retrogrades and everything else that's happening in the month of September. Expect there to be a major cyber attack. Major cyber attack. Now, Spirit's showing me a vision of Anonymous, the dude with the mask on, with his little black robe on front of the screen talking. So I'm going to say Anonymous is going to pull off some type of major hack. Don't know what it is. Now, Spirit also shows me visions of New York City and the big, all the big TVs and all that are, all in Times Square in New York City. So I don't know if they're hacking into that. If not, and I'm seeing something separate, I would imagine that something big is going to break out at Times Square in New York City in September as well. It could be a separate thing that Spirit's showing me. I wasn't expecting Spirit to start showing me visions in the middle of this. Forget about my notes. Don't need them now. Fires in Australia. So our friends in Australia. I'm going to talk more about that on Tuesday's show because it's been a big topic every Tuesday for the past few weeks, unfortunately, but I do see fires breaking out in Australia. The CIA, Spirit was showing me visions of exposure, which would also include the FBI. Even though Spirit didn't say FBI, Spirit specifically said CIA exposure. Big breakthroughs within the CIA. Well, that C, that I, and that A need to kind of drop off and go away completely is what needs to happen. And I would expect that whatever happens around the CIA to be maybe one of the large explosive events that are coming up in the near future. So remember me telling you that September will go out with a bang. Remember me telling you that. The month will go out with a bang. Remember that date, the 29th. I wouldn't be at all shocked. I'd be shocked if it didn't end up having a big event happen on the 29th of September. And another outbreak, unfortunately, as I've been warning you, is coming. This doesn't mean a new outbreak of anything new. It could be just a heightened flu season. Could be something else. I feel like there's a little something else with this, though, honestly. So I don't feel like it's strictly flu. And I don't feel like it's strictly necessarily COVID either. But I feel like there's a breakout of some sort that might be a mix of the two. And it's going to really affect certain areas the worst, is what Spirit shows. I'm not in an affected area. Good. That's good to know. Thank you. I'm in Arizona. Spirit says, don't worry. None of us should worry, though. But this is going to make them try to mandate masks, and this may bring about some of these protests and things that I have visions of. So this has been months coming that I've been warning you. So remember, Spirit says, do not fear what you hear. Be safe. Be healthy. This is all a big wake-up call to our body, mind, and spirit. To awaken us to truth, but awaken us to the truth of what our bodies need. Our minds. We need to feed the body, mind, and spirit. So we can feed the body with good, healthy food and water. Feed the mind by reading and absorbing good information. And then feed the spirit through meditation, prayer, and other methods. So really important. I do see folks wearing masks again. As much as I hate to say it, and I want to bite my tongue till it bleeds, but I have to tell you, I do see people wearing masks again. This isn't going to be another 2020, so you know, it's not. This will be just here and gone quickly, whatever this is. But they will, of course, try to use that against us as a fear tactic. There will be 3 different bugs Spirit shows me that we need to pay close attention to. So it may not even just be one thing, because Spirit showed me 3. But to take it all like a grain of salt, really, really important. Now, being that this month has a lot to do with mental health in general, but mental health, that's a big part of it. Body, mind, spirit, right? So we're going to see a lot of heightened mental health awareness or things that are going to make us become more aware. Like, unfortunately, again, as much as I hate to say it, like a massive shooting of some sort or something like that. And this reminds me of the visions that I've had earlier this year. Some of my visions take some time to come into fruition. I think this was for my January predictions, but I have the reminder of the event that took place in Vegas. And I've been saying this for a little while now. Remember, from high above, a flag that flies ever so falsely. Spirit shows me a flag, literally a white flag with the word false written on it. I love my spirit guide's sense of humor. So September is going to be packed, friends, as you see. So much going on, so much happening. There's going to be, unfortunately, again, the 7 vibration is going to make people angry. Not even the 7, it's more the retrograde energy, the Mercury. And the Mars, too. The Mars has a lot to do with people becoming very angry as well. This anger, unfortunately, is going to ignite new conflicts. I wouldn't be surprised to see some type of conflict between China and Taiwan take place in September, especially late September. I don't know why late September feels so packed to me, more than the first 2 weeks of September, but that's my birthday, so hopefully it's all good and quiet on my birthday. Other than that, again, happy birthday to all my fellow Virgos and my Libras out there. I'm going to leave you with that for this edition of September predictions, but I always have more predictions each and every week, so be sure to hang out with our tribe, smash that subscribe. Thank you for the love that you bring through to me, the contributions that have come through to me. I couldn't do this without you. I am forever grateful. I hope that you utilize the month of September and the things that I highlighted today to your advantage so that you can make September an amazing month. Just because bad or crazy things are happening on the planet Earth, it does not mean that that has to happen to you in your life. Remember, we create our lives and we create our future through our thoughts and our words. So think positive, do positive, project positive as much as you can. Always must be balanced. September, the equinox, is a huge reminder of the balance that we need to bring back into our lives. So until the next time, friends, celebrate life, celebrate you, because you are awesome. And remember to be bold, be true, be kind, be you, because you're freaking awesome. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and an amazing month of September. Namaste and much love.